Hi, welcome to Women's Studies 200. I'm Marlo Daly Galliano, your instructor for this course. And this is the first video that is part of our syllabus. Well, from time to time, I will be doing videos like this. I think we have 4 scheduled for the course right now, and I may throw in a few more if people like them and they're working well. This is just another way for me to get information to you in addition to the posts on D2L that I will be doing on the main page and my participation in your discussions. A few things I want to say about the course before I give you some ideas to think about as you do the readings for this week. I just want to remind you that this is a pre-session course. It's a 3-week course. That means that every day of this course would be the equivalent of about a week in a semester-long course. I'm telling you this now because if you want to get out of the course, you need to get out really on the first day of classes in order to get your refund for the course. And I do want to make sure that everyone understands that although it's a web-delivered class, it is not self-paced, and so that means you need to be here on every day that we're having class, and you need to be able to participate in the online discussions every day. If you have any questions about this, I encourage you to email me right away. Going on with that, I would like to remind you that you've got a couple emails coming up in the first few days. You want to email me and let me know your choice of discussion leadership dates. Everyone will be leading 2 discussions throughout the course of pre-session. And you'll be sending me another email that gives me an idea of your background with women's studies and writing, and that will help me understand from the beginning how to proceed with grading and evaluating your work and my own participation in our class discussions. Moving on to the readings for this week. If I were doing this as a class that meets in the classroom on the very first day, what I'd have you do is to spend a little bit of time writing. And I'd ask you to write about your relationship to Western culture, how you see your place in Western culture. Have you ever thought about yourself in relation to Western culture? Do you feel like an insider? Do you feel like an outsider? How does your gender fit in? In what ways does your race or your class or your culture, your nationality, how do these factors affect the way you think about yourself in Western culture? What ideas, if someone said to you, tell me what Western culture means, what ideas do you associate with that term? So I'm not going to require you to write that in our online course, but I do think it's a good thing to think about as you begin these first sets of readings. We're going to start with the Bible and 2 Native American origin stories. From there we'll move on to fairy tales. And the reason I chose to start with the origin stories, the Bible, we're looking at Genesis and Corinthians from the Bible, and then moving on to the fairy tales is because these are texts that many of us have grown up with, some of them anyways, and your relationship to these texts will, of course, be different depending on your own background, but they have been pivotal to many people in the United States and in what we would consider the West, and even that is a term that I think will become contested in this course. So think about these as you're reading them. What has been naturalized? What do we not even question? What from these stories can we see affecting everyday relationships between men and women? How can we see these playing out in government? And really read them with a critical eye in thinking about how these texts or the ideas represented in them have been carried out or contradicted in what you consider to be Western culture and Western society. And of course, in this class, we're going to be interested throughout the course in how women are represented, portrayed, judged, critiqued, admired in all of the texts we read. So go into the readings with that mindset. At the end of the week, we're going to change our focus a little bit and look at Mary Wollstonecraft. And this text is probably going to be a little bit more challenging than the other texts, but we will spend a fair amount of time discussing it, clarifying anything that's difficult. And when we get to Wollstonecraft, we're going to be taking a turn and starting to look at people who saw a set of ideas that were being played out in Western culture and were not happy with them. And Mary Wollstonecraft definitely does that. Those were the main issues I wanted to cover in this short video. I hope that if you have any questions about the video or about these readings and the topics we're discussing, feel free to email me or communicate them on the discussion boards in our D2L site. I'm really looking forward to working with you.